When I found out director Yorgos Lanthimos was coming out with a new movie back in February, I was truly excited. Lanthimos has cemented himself as one of the most interesting voices in the film industry, delivering touching yet layered and introspective performances and scripts. His unique use of multiple lenses and surreal set settings create immersive films that evoke complex emotions. Despite my excitement, I was somewhat worried about how this film would stack up against his previous works, which are highly regarded by critics and audiences alike. My personal favorite, Poor Things, despite its critical acclaim, struck a nerve with audiences, particularly women. The exploration of a woman's sexuality and emotional development, told through a male lens, felt off to some, and rightfully so. The pragmatic commentary didn't help either. Regardless of the popular consensus, Poor Things seemed to be the ultimate Yorgos Lanthimos film, combining different aspects and strengths from all of his previous works. With Hollywood's full financial backing, he was able to create a world of his own, delving deeper into his unique style, reminiscent of Wes Anderson if he suffered from mild psychopathy. Kinds of Kindness continues on Lanthimos' exploration of love, attachment, and sacrifice, present in all of his recent works. This time, the analysis takes the form of an anthology of three stories, each delving into different aspects or types of kindness. Although, if you ask me, kindness is the last word that comes to mind while watching this film. Let's get into what this film does right, wrong, and what I believe it all means. This is a much less commercial film than what we've experienced from Lanthimos since The Lobster. The anthology format aims to make the overall story more digestible. However, with a runtime of 2 hours and 45 minutes, it's still as hard to swallow as a plain white bread with peanut butter. Lanthimos' signature sexually infused graphic and surreal storytelling makes this film more of a conscious watch. If you're looking for a fun, relaxing time at the movies or are mentally exhausted, this film might not be for you. Okay, there's not that many spoilers, but warning, spoilers ahead. The death of RMF. The movie opens with an anxious Robert Fletcher, played by Jesse Plemons, purposefully crashing into a blue BMW at an intersection. Despite asking to be kept under supervision at the hospital, he's let go due to his minor injuries. After his release, we see a glimpse of Robert's meticulously scheduled Type A lifestyle, which he finds increasingly tiresome. Soon, we discover that Robert is far from in control of his life. His every move is dictated by his boss and lover Raymond, a super rich old man with a god complex. Raymond uses his power and influence to isolate his multiple love interests, showering them in expensive gifts, cars, and houses, all contingent on their submission to his every whim. The story draws clear comparisons to a one-sided controlling relationship. When Robert finally rebels against one of Raymond's outlandish demands, he finds himself shunned not only by Raymond but also by anyone he's interacted with over the last 10 years. Robert's life begins to crumble almost immediately. Cut off from Raymond's golden tit, he's left confused and lost without the firm quote-unquote guidance he's relied on for years. The rest of the story follows Robert as he attempts to make his way back into Raymond's life through a series of deranged events. The death of RMF is a tale as old as time in romantic relationships, one we have all witnessed and perhaps even experienced firsthand. The power these controlling individuals exercise over their partners seem to be clear and disturbing to everyone except the person being managed. The kindness referred to in this story is subjective but real nonetheless. Robert does live a worry-free life thanks to the privileges that Raymond provides, sacrificing his growth and personal independence in the process. He forgoes his morality just to continue living in this trouble-free bubble. Despite the exaggerated case portrayed in this story, this is a very real, almost symbiotic relationship. Directionless, indecisive individuals submitting themselves willingly to the will of the powerful and determined beings in a disturbing case of quid pro quo. RMF is flying. The second story of this anthology focuses on Daniel, played by Jesse Plemons, a police officer mourning the disappearance of his wife, Liz, played by Emma Stone, a marine biologist who has gone missing during a research mission. Daniel's odd and worrisome behavior is attributed to the emotional stress from Liz's disappearance, hinting at his previous more stable self. Besides his missing wife, only two people genuinely care for Daniel, his police partner Neil and Neil's wife Martha. One fateful day, Daniel receives news that Liz has been rescued and is in stable condition. Tension builds as Daniel becomes convinced that the person who has returned is not Liz, but a doppelganger sent to replace her. His reasoning, though seemingly outlandish, is based on Liz's uncharacteristic behavior, her changed tastes, forgotten details about Daniel, and the fact that her feet no longer seem to fit her shoes. This belief drives Daniel down a paranoid path, testing the limits of Liz's quote unquote doppelganger to prove her commitment. After a paranoia attack at work, Daniel is placed on temporary leave. The relationship's tensions intensify as both Daniel and Liz are confined to the house, recovering from the traumatic events. The story portrays manipulation subtly, with the foundation laid off screen before Liz's disappearance. In a conversation with her father, Liz reveals that despite Daniel's flaws, he's always been reliable and present, especially in her times of need. She feels indebted to him, refusing to leave despite his concerning behavior. This interaction hints at their pre-accident dynamic, Liz living her life and Daniel steadfastly by her side. Feeling a deep sense of obligation, Liz attempts to satisfy Daniel's increasingly psychotic demands to prove her dedication. Lanthimos and Efthymis Filippo display their nuanced observation skills in this portrayal. Liz and Daniel's relationship post-accident is not the same, but Liz's traumatic experience has made her appreciate the stable life she had with Daniel. This story resonates with the rise in domestic abuse cases, helping us understand the mindset of those in such relationships. And one thing I would like to make clear is in no way do I condone violence or domestic abuse, but sometimes it's hard to comprehend why people remain in such relationships. And I think this story attempts to fill in those gaps. In the end, this second story poses the question, how much pain and abuse is enough to balance the scales? RMF It's a Sandwich. The final tale centers on Emily, played by Emma Stone, a devout member of a cult searching for a prophesied Messiah, someone who can bring the dead back to life. This Messiah is foretold to be a twin, one whose sibling has died. Emily and her partner Andrew, played by Jesse Plemons, travel from town to town investigating potential candidates. When their quest hits a snag after a promising candidate fails to demonstrate the expected power, they head back to the headquarters. At the headquarters, we discover the cult's strict and disturbing rules, championed by enigmatic Grandmaster Omi, played by Willem Dafoe. Omi maintains strict control over the members, insisting they only engage in sexual relations within the cult to avoid quote-unquote contamination. Despite the lack of backstory, it's evident that Omi's influence is pervasive and absolute, acting as a sort of father figure. Amid spirits of rest and sex rituals within the cult, Emily grapples with memories of her previous life, a fractured relationship with her daughter and ex-partner. Her clandestine efforts to maintain ties with them defy the cult's stringent guidelines, leading to heightened tensions. A pivotal encounter with her estranged family inadvertently exposes Emily's defiance, resulting in her expulsion from the cult. This sets in motion the final act of the story, where she crosses paths with Rebecca, a twin who believes her sister Ruth possesses the healing power Emily is seeking. In a creatively orchestrated meeting, Emily witnesses Ruth's remarkable abilities firsthand. Convinced of Ruth's potential as the Messiah, Emily endeavors to integrate her into the cult's fold, hoping this will provide her with redemption and acceptance from Omi and the rest of the cult members. The story concludes in quite a nihilistic fashion. Despite this, the message is delivered. If you love a flower, don't pick it up, because if you pick it up, it dies, and it ceases to be what you love. This quote, attributed to Osho, reflects Emily's journey, and it serves as a poignant reminder of the consequences of sacrificing inherent beauty for external validation. Emily's pursuit of the Messiah overlooks Ruth's profound gift and the ethical responsibilities it entails, reducing it to a transactional pursuit within the cult's confines. The narrative of this last story underscores the sacrifices that people in relationships sometimes make, neglecting her familial bonds for a perceived community and surrendering extraordinary gifts to an often superficial and controlling environment. Ultimately, it poses a profound question about the nature of loyalty, sacrifice, and the price of belonging. Kinds of Kindness is Yorgos Lanthimos' latest foray into the dark and intricate tapestry of human relationships, and it does not shy away from the unsettling truths. While it may not claim the title of my favorite Lanthimos film, a distinction held firmly by Poor Things, the film's grounded art direction and cinematography offer a refreshing departure from his more surrealistic works. What sets Lanthimos apart time and time again is his fearless confrontation of societal taboos. Kinds of Kindness is no exception, immersing viewers in the tumultuous lives of characters grappling with toxic relationships. Through Lanthimos' lens, love, relationships, and sexuality are dissected with rawness that challenges stigmas and invites introspection. Humanity, in all its complexity, pulsates vividly on screen with each Lanthimos film. Kinds of Kindness dives deep into the psyche of those ensnared by destructive interactions, offering a stark yet compelling portrayal. It prompts us to reconsider our understanding of compassion and cruelty, trust and betrayal. While the film's cinematographic style may differ from expectations set by previous Lanthimos works, its thematic depth and character intricacies remain unparalleled. Watching a Lanthimos film is akin to peering into a kaleidoscope of human experience, unsettling yet undeniably real. I encourage viewers to engage with Kinds of Kindness, to delve deep into its complexities and discuss its implications. It's a film that lingers, provokes, and challenges long held perceptions. Whether you find solace or discomfort in its narrative, it's a testament to Lanthimos' prowess as a director who fearlessly navigates the turbulent waters of human emotion. Watch it, discuss it, and let it provoke your thoughts. In a world increasingly defined by superficial interactions, Kinds of Kindness reminds us of the profound depths beneath the surface. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Take care and embrace the madness.